Imagine a world where time seemed to stand still, where for nearly 400,000 years, the most advanced tools on Earth remained virtually unchanged. Picture generations of early humans, like the Neanderthals, crafting the same stone blades, repeating the same designs, as if frozen in a loop. Then, out of nowhere, around 100,000 years ago, something incredible happened. Human evolution didn't just pick up speed. It exploded, accelerating up to 100 times faster than before. Slow-moving ancestors transformed into brilliant innovators who would soon outsmart every rival, even nature itself. What sparked this sudden leap? What hidden force woke humanity from its long slumber and set us on a path to dominate the planet? Today, we're diving into the mystery of why human evolution suddenly raced forward 100,000 years ago, uncovering a story of survival, competition, and a race no one saw coming. A race that still shapes who we are today. Let's step back in time to understand the world before this dramatic shift. For nearly 400,000 years, Neanderthals, one of our closest relatives, lived in a world of repetition. Their tools, often called the Mousterian toolkit by archaeologists, were simple but effective: hand axes, scrapers, and pointed stones chipped from flint. These designs barely changed over countless generations. If you picked up a tool from Spain, France, or even the Caucasus region, you'd struggle to tell if it was made by someone's grandfather or their great-great-grandchild. The style was almost identical. This wasn't because Neanderthals lacked intelligence. Their skulls show brain sizes similar to ours, sometimes even larger. But their way of life was rooted in tradition. Even as the world around them shifted, climate changed, animals migrated, landscapes transformed, their tools stayed the same. Tiny improvements appear in the archaeological record, but nothing close to the rapid advancements would see later. For hundreds of thousands of years, progress moved at a snail's pace, almost as if innovation was asleep, waiting for something to wake it up. Now, let's talk about the world these early humans lived in, because it wasn't a calm or stable place. Around 120,000 years ago, the climate was anything but predictable. Massive ice sheets in the north would creep forward, covering vast areas in freezing cold, only to retreat and then advance again, sometimes within just a few thousand years. In Greenland, layers of ancient ice preserve a record of these dramatic swings, each stripe in the ice marking a sudden freeze or an unexpected thaw. In Antarctica, tiny gas bubbles trapped in the ice tell a similar tale, though the changes there unfolded more slowly, often over 5,000 to 8,000 years instead of every few millennia. Meanwhile, the oceans danced to their own rhythm, influenced by the slow wobble of Earth's orbit, creating cycles of warmth and cold that could last tens of thousands of years. For early human groups, this meant living in a world where the rules kept changing. Grasslands turned into icy tundra. Rivers dried up, then roared back to life with floods. Yet, despite this chaos, their way of life didn't budge. The same old stone tools persisted. There was no burst of new ideas, no sudden leap in technology. It's almost as if, for all the turmoil in the environment, the real push for change hadn't arrived yet. Then, about 74,000 years ago, a catastrophe struck that tested humanity like never before. Deep in what is now Indonesia, the Toba supervolcano erupted with unimaginable force, spewing ash across half the planet. For months, sunlight dimmed as a thick veil of ash blocked the sky. Temperatures plummeted. In some regions, the fallout settled in layers up to 15 centimeters thick, choking the land. Plants withered under the darkened skies, and animal herds either scattered or perished. For early humans, this was a global stress test. Early studies of our genetic history suggested that our species, Homo sapiens, nearly went extinct during this time, with perhaps only a few thousand survivors clinging to life. But newer evidence paints a different picture. DNA analysis and stone tools found above and below the ash layers show that while some populations suffered, others endured. Numbers may have dropped, but humanity didn't vanish. Some groups disappeared, while others adapted to shrinking food sources and altered landscapes. Surprisingly, even this massive disaster didn't spark a wave of innovation. The tuba eruption revealed both our vulnerability and our stubborn resilience. But the true trigger for rapid change was still waiting to emerge. So if nature's chaos and disasters like Toba couldn't force a leap in human evolution, what did? The answer lies not in the outside world, but within us. There's a concept in biology called the Red Queen principle, inspired by a line from Lewis Carroll's story where the Red Queen tells Alice, "It takes all the running you can do to stay in the same place." In nature, this means you can't stand still. If you're not adapting, you're falling behind because everything else, predators, prey, rivals, is evolving too. Most people imagine this as a race between different species, like cheetahs and gazelles getting faster together, or viruses and immune systems battling endlessly. But for humans, the fiercest competition turned out to be with each other. Once our ancestors started competing among themselves, the game changed completely. Every new skill, every sharper memory, every clever word or trick forced the next generation to step up or get left behind. It's like an arms race, but instead of weapons, the tools were brains, stories, alliances, and social strategies. Scientists who study evolutionary game theory have even put numbers to this idea. If your neighbor gets smarter or more cunning, your only choice is to catch up or lose out. In this kind of world, standing still isn't an option. One of the biggest game changers in this race was language. It wasn't just a way to share tips about hunting or warn others about dangers lurking nearby. Something extraordinary happened between 100,000 and 50,000 years ago that transformed how we communicate. Words began to build on each other in ways they hadn't before. Sentences became more complex, able to loop back and carry multiple layers of meaning. Linguists call this recursive grammar, the ability to nest ideas within ideas. Suddenly, you could talk not just about what happened, but what might happen, or even what someone else thinks happened. That's a powerful advantage in a world full of rivals. If you can gossip, convince others, or even bluff, you're playing on a whole new level. Clues from ancient artifacts, like ochre engravings and decorative beads, suggest this leap in language came with a new way of thinking about others' thoughts. Storytelling turned into a tool, a way to build trust, win friends, or outsmart enemies. The race wasn't just about finding food or shelter anymore. It was about winning minds, shaping reputations, and having the sharpest wit in the group. But language wasn't the only spark. Something else happened when human groups grew larger. Ideas didn't just add up, they multiplied. Archaeologists studying a site called Dolní Věstanice in the Czech Republic uncovered evidence that challenges the idea of small wandering bands. They found over 200 hearths spread across multiple layers, suggesting a settlement that might have housed 10,000 people or more. That's not a tiny family camp. That's a bustling community, big enough to have specialists. Some people likely spent their days crafting beads, others traded for rare materials like mammoth ivory, and some told stories that everyone remembered. When you bring this many minds together, something magical happens. Gossip spreads like wildfire. Secrets don't stay hidden for long, and new ideas get shared or even stolen. Evidence from Dolní Věstanice and other large sites shows that when population density reaches a tipping point, knowledge weaves into a network. Skills are passed down, borrowed or improved upon, and the entire group gets smarter, faster. It's no longer just about the survival of the fittest, it's about the survival of the best connected. By around 45,000 years ago, the signs of this accelerating change became impossible to miss. Across Europe and Siberia, archaeologists started finding carved ivory figurines, some shaped as exaggerated human forms, often called Venus figurines. In caves in France and Spain, stunning murals of animals, lions, horses, rhinos, appeared on the walls painted with ochre and charcoal, some dating back 36,000 years. These weren't random scribbles. They were full-blown art galleries. At the same time, stone tools became thinner, sharper, and more precise. Bone needles popped up in the record, along with beads made from shells and teeth, often found thousands of kilometers from the nearest ocean. Sites like Swabian Jura, Chauvet, and Dolny Vistanas keep revealing more artifacts, each one showing a level of creativity that would have been unthinkable to a Neanderthal. This wasn't just a slow trickle of new things. It was an explosion of innovation spreading rapidly across continents. For the first time, the story told by ancient objects looks like a fireworks display, not a gradual drip. This burst of creativity wasn't just about making prettier things. It reflected a deeper change in how our brains work. They didn't just grow bigger. They became faster, more connected, and more specialized. Studies of fossil skulls show that over the last 100,000 years, the average brain volume in Homo sapiens increased by about 10%. That might not sound like much, but in the timeline of evolution, it's incredibly fast. And it's not just about size. DNA extracted from ancient bones reveals a rush of changes in genes linked to brain growth and structure. One specific region, known as Heron, stands out. In humans, it shows 18 changes compared to just 2 in chimpanzees, all concentrated in a part of the genome that shapes how the brain develops. Other genes, like ASPM and microcephalin, which are tied to brain size and organization, spread quickly through human populations after 40,000 years ago. Geneticists call these rapid shifts outliers because they happen so fast. This isn't random. It's a clear sign that evolution was moving at full speed, with each generation pushed to adapt or fall behind. Our DNA carries the fingerprints of this intense race, showing just how real and urgent the competition was. Looking at the bigger picture, the contrast is staggering. For over 400,000 years, Neanderthal tools barely evolved. But in just 10,000 years, Homo sapiens created cave art, invented new weapons, and built complex social networks. The archaeological record confirms this surge of innovation after 100,000 years ago, backed by a 10% increase in brain volume and rapid genetic changes in areas tied to thinking and learning. Yet, the exact reasons for this acceleration are still a puzzle. Was it the pressure of social competition, the breakthrough of complex language, or the growth of larger populations? Researchers continue to debate the weight of each factor. Some details, like the direct impact of the Toba eruption, remain unclear. But one thing is certain: the shift from competing with nature to competing with each other changed the course of human evolution forever. The echoes of this ancient race are all around us today. Our cultures, technologies, and societies are built on the rapid progress that began 100,000 years ago. Every smartphone, every city, every story we tell traces back to that moment when humanity stopped standing still and started running. Running not just to survive, but to outthink, outcreate, and outconnect. The race that started so long ago isn't over. It's in our nature to keep pushing, to keep adapting, because deep down we're still shaped by the same drive that woke us up all those millennia ago. What will we create next? Only time will tell, but one thing is sure: we've been built to keep moving forward. Thank you for watching. See you in this next video. I am sure you will love it.